Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your special update here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. All right, Four of Cups, very good. It's stability. Our emotions have settled down. You're somebody who is, your heart is not racing, right? You're not in this kind of anxiety energy. Things have cooled down in your life. Things are a little bit more calm. We've gotten ourselves to a nice, safe harbor. Okay, we're out of the storm. You can see in this card, the storm is sort of behind you. And we're trying to stay sort of dry, right? We're trying to stay out of the bad weather here. We can't linger here forever, though, okay? This is kind of like we're down in the storm shelter. Once the storm is past, we've got to go back up and take a look around. We have to continue on with life. We cannot stay down here forever. We cannot stay anchored in this safe harbor for the rest of our lives. We have to then figure out, okay, am I just sort of getting off the boat? Am I saying, forget it, I quit? Or are we going to get back out to sea and continue on our quest? Okay. It's sort of reminds me of the Odyssey a little bit, you know. So I feel that you've recently either gotten out of a very turbulent and tumultuous situation, or that situation has calmed down just enough where we can feel a little bit of stability. We can feel a little bit of calm. Okay. Let's put this card into some context. Let's just get right to it. Let's see what else is going on here. We've got some Taurus energy, a Prince of Pentacles. It's the builder. We've got the Devil card, the Ace of Wands, Princess of Cups. Oh, look at that. And this is the builder. This is the process of building. We are generating. We are gaining. We are making progress. Okay, I think this is very good. You have this deep desire and ambition. You have the endurance. You are a strong one, Scorpio. Okay. And I feel like we're ready to take this next step. We're ready to get out of the storm shelter, take a look around, see what needs our effort, and let's start building and or rebuilding. Okay. And so maybe the Four of Cups does represent a breakup of some kind. Maybe it represents that there was a job loss or some kind of a separation, some kind of a loss of some kind, right? We're not in the middle of it. We're not in the throes of anguish right now. Things have calmed down. Okay. Let's figure out the next step. Yeah. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. Let's put the rest of our cards out on the table. We've got a Queen of Swords. Another four, right? Four of Pentacles, the Lust or Strength card. And another four. Four of Swords. Four of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and Swords. The fire energy is still here. The candle is still lit. The flame is still burning. The desire, the will, the intention, right? The life force is still there. But right now, your heart, your mind, and your body are resting in place, saying, I need to calm down. My breathing is returning to normal. My heartbeat is slowing down. My body is starting to relax a little bit. Okay. Now, what do we got to do, right? That's sort of the vibe here. Okay. We're going to get back to it. We're going to get back to the hard work. Maybe this is really, you have a very big project that you're involved with, and this is the weekend, right? This is maybe the, or maybe it's kind of sort of like after the weekend, right? We spend the weekend sort of recovering, then Monday morning, right back to it. Okay. This is maybe a little holiday. Maybe it is Saturday and Sunday. Okay, rest, recuperate, relax. Don't worry about a thing. Don't think about a thing. Put your feet up, Take the warm bath, Come Monday morning, it's time to get up, time to go back. We got to wake up early again. We're right back to it. We can't take an extended weekend. We can't take an extended holiday here. Okay. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with Alien Simon Mork Ripley right on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the end. It will tie everything together and give us our confirmation, okay? If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Yeah. Okay, let's look around the room. We've got two major arcana energies, the devil and strength or lust. Yeah. Very similar cards, as a matter of fact, right? Both very creative, both very driven, right? One is sort of the, one is like the confidence and the courage, and one is just the sheer driving force. It's kind of like this is the engine of the car. The car doesn't care what it looks like. The car doesn't care about anything. It's just an engine, right? It's just gonna drive. It doesn't need any courage or confidence, right? That's our job as the driver, right? So between these two cards, especially with the lust card in the obstacle, right? It almost feels as if there is a lack of excitement about going to work on Monday morning, right? We know this energy is there. We're going to get back to it. We have this driving force. We want to continue to succeed, but I feel like you want a little bit more joy out of it. We want the motivation. We want to feel fired up. We want to feel passionate about what we're doing again. We don't want it to just be routine. And maybe that's part of our Four of Cups, is this feeling that, something it's fine, it's okay, it's not great, but, it is what it is, right? It doesn't have passion. It doesn't have excitement. It doesn't completely light you up, It sort of feels like, things could be worse, but things could be better too, right? And sometimes in life when we're feeling like, oh man, I wish my life was better. I want more excitement. I want more satisfaction. I want more desire. I want more gratification of those desires. I want to feel something in life. And then someone comes along and says, well, count your blessings. Things could always be worse, And that seems a weird thing. Things could always be worse. Or, well, think about other people who are suffering, and then, you should be a little bit more humble or a little bit more content or complacent about what you have in life, And that's a weird thing, because not only then do we feel like, okay, my life is sort of lacking luster, so I'm feeling some kind of way about my life, and I don't feel that there's this real zest or robustness to it. But now I'm feeling guilty for feeling this way. That now I have to feel bad about feeling bad about my life. I have to feel bad about wanting more, about wanting to change something, about wanting to get out of a rut, or to in some way make progress, or to exceed, or to break out of this sort of the routine of the four. Now the fours are very familiar. There's nothing wrong with the fours. But the four is like the storm shelter. We don't want to live there forever. We want to get back to excitement. We want to get back to feeling truly good and strong and robust. We want a return of that vital energy. You've had it before. So we've got our major arcana energy. We have fire back here, yeah. We've got water and water, okay. We've got air and air, yeah. We've got earth and earth. And of course the builder. The court cards. We got 3 court cards. I feel like this involves either a family situation or a maybe a work situation. Okay, and I feel it's interesting too between the this is earth and water. This is water and air, right? So we're starting to get this sort of perception of I kind of want something different. I do have desires in life. Okay, that Princess of Cups at the top is saying I'm kind of like, I'm very aware now of what's lacking in my life and what I want and what I need. And perhaps I'm going to start shifting focus into what's going to be fulfilling for me. I'm not just going to go through the motions. I'm going to go through the emotions, right? But the builder doesn't much care one way or the other. The builder says, I don't care who's doing what or why. I don't care who's paying for it. All I know is it's going to be work. Either way, I know that Monday morning I got to get up and I got to put on my shoes and my hard hat and I got to go build stuff. I don't care why I'm building it. I don't care who it's for. I don't care who's paying for it, right? That's my job, is to build. Okay. So in a way, it's like either way, life is going to be a struggle in that way. Either way, life is going to be our efforts applied to something to try to improve things, to try to make things better. Either way, we got to show up every day and participate. You know, put in work. Why not put in work towards something that's going to bring you joy and satisfaction? That's going to bring you this robust feeling, right? Because it kind of feels on this side a little bit bland, right? The Four of Cups is just some milk toast, right? The Lust card is that really spicy meal that just, it makes you feel something, you know? And, you know, in my case, the Four of Cups is that, what do they call it? The brat diet, right? Is that what it is? Bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast, right? For sensitive digestion. It's a very bland diet. Yeah. Sometimes this is the diet we need. Sometimes, okay, I need a bland diet. I don't want excitement. I want to rest. I don't want to be agitated. I don't want to be out there in the storm. I don't want spicy food right now, you know? But we can't live off of that bland diet. We need zest. We need robustness. Okay. You've got this devil energy underneath you. It's your driving force. It is, in some ways, it is your appetite. And the, in this sense, the builder knows that, well, I'm going to have to eat. You know, the devil card is that appetite. And it's basically, you know that you're going to be climbing up some mountain. There's always a mountain to climb in life. Why not climb one that means something to you? If you're going to have to eat 3 times a day anyway, might as well enjoy it, you know? If I have to go to work Monday through Friday for 12 hours a day, I might as well enjoy it. I might as well do something that means something to me. Okay? And that's really the only difference between these two. Because the goat, again, is just the engine. It's just that mountain goat going to climb whatever mountain's in front of it, doesn't really care. We need some sort of gas in the tank, though. We need a reason to keep doing this. And yes, we could stay in the 4, 4, and 4 energy. It's very safe, stable. It's not going anywhere. But it's not fulfilling us in any meaningful way. Yeah. So the goat's hungry. The goat wants to climb a mountain. The goat is eager. Okay, but eager for what? Well, maybe our Princess of Cups is sort of knowing what we're hungry for. Yeah, I could just eat gruel 3 times a day and it will sustain me. It will sustain the engine of the car. I can continue climbing the mountain. I can continue being a productive member of the whatever environment this is. But I want to go a step beyond that. I want to figure out what my tastes really are. Okay? And I think back in the day here with this Ace of Wands, you had this vibrant zest energy. You had this vitality. And maybe this was a little bit naive. Maybe we thought, I can't wait to get out into life and start climbing that mountain. And we started climbing the mountain, climbing, and we realized this is not as rewarding as I thought it was. And so now, maybe we need to check in with that Princess of Cups, those desires, and think, what am I really hungry for? What can I pursue? What is it? What's going to do it for me? What's going to give me my fire back? What's going to motivate me? Yeah, I can just continue in the routine, and I can make it work. I can climb the mountain fine, but it's a very unsatisfying life that way, you know. So what is going to give you your fire back? What is the Princess of Cups? What's going to give you your Ace of Wands back again? What's going to make you feel the grandeur of this lust card? What's going to make you feel the passion again? Okay. And the Princess of Cups is at the top of the path. So this is kind of like, this is what you're looking up to. You're looking up at the top of the mountain and you're thinking, is there anything I want up there? Like, what is that? You're trying to get your binoculars. What is up there that I actually want? Why am I climbing this stupid mountain? What's up there for me? Yeah. And so sometimes we just have to say, okay, time out. I need the 4. Let's get 4 of, let's stop the presses. Taking a time out. Right? Why am I climbing this mountain? You know? Why am I putting in all of my effort and grinding away at something, showing up every day? You're a very consistent person. You're reliable, you know? You're about to get up Monday morning and go right back to it. Maybe Sunday night we sort of stopped and we said, hey, wait, why now? What am I doing this for? What is satisfying about any of this? Well, we see our 9 of Pentacles, right? And maybe the 9 of Pentacles is the potential. Maybe this is saying, well, this is what I really could have. This is living a life that is full of meaning, right? And perhaps if we had all of this together, this is beautiful here, right? We got to get out of the 4, without the 4, let's say. Without the 4 of Cups, this is perfect. Without the 4 of Pentacles, without the 4 of Swords, this is perfect. These are the cards we really don't want. This is the card. These are the cards that say, okay, we have all these 4s. We got to start looking around for the 5. Where the heck is the 5? Where is that zest? Well, here we can add this ace to those 4s, and then we've got the fire energy. Now we've got some real gas in the tank. Now we're motivated again. These cards are stagnating. These cards are supposed to be a temporary pit stop. This is supposed to just be the weekend where you just wash your clothes and you rest and you indulge in things and you sort of celebrate, and then we're eager to get back to work Monday morning. You know, have you ever woken up and really felt so excited to start your day that you sort of leap out of bed and you say, I cannot wait to go downstairs and and get to work. And honestly, sometimes I feel that way about coming down and doing these readings. Sometimes I wake up 5 in the morning every day, 7 days a week. And I say, I'm going to do it. I cannot wait. I can't wait to get my clothes on. I can't wait to get down, start filming, and start doing these readings. Yeah, other days it's kind of like I'm kind of dragging. And you can tell. Some days I'm feeling the force. Some days I just need a weekend. I need a day off, you know. And I'll take a day off now and again, right? But that day off is supposed to just sort of allow me to rest and recuperate and restore myself so that the next morning, 5 a.m., back at it with zest, with this vitality. We've got to be able to recharge ourselves. So we have these fours, but the fours in your case, I feel like it's not restoring you. Okay? I feel like what we really need, what we need is to know what we need. What is going to restore you? What is going to give you your motivation back? What's going to fill your gas tank back up so that you can get back at it and get to this Nine of Pentacles, this feeling that you are making such a difference in your life, you are making progress, you're busting your butt for a reason, it feels good, it's challenging, it wears you out, yeah, you're tired. But you wake up the next morning and you are fresh and you're ready to go, right? At 5 o'clock in the morning, boom, you're back at it. Because you're building something. This is you. This is progress, right? This is gain. This is you're generating something in life. You're not just going through the motions. You're not just trying your best to kind of like to stick to the routine and just get through it as fast as possible and just ignore everything else. No, your needs are being met. Okay, that's what we want. What is it that you need? Okay. Because the Four of Cups it should be a temporary place. It should be just the weekend, right? We have this busy, hectic week. We take Saturday and Sunday, we rest. We watch a ball game, whatever. But what about when we need to take Monday as well? Well, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday too. You know what? I don't feel motivated to go in at all. And, I've been in this place in my life too. There was a few jobs that I've had where at first I was very excited. And it was fun. I loved going in, but then I kept doing it. And eventually, Monday morning would come around and I'd call in. I'd say, yeah, I'm sick today. I'm not going to come in. I didn't feel ready. I didn't feel rested. I didn't feel like I wanted to do it anymore. And it wasn't something I needed. I wasn't getting. Okay? Either the job was no longer fulfilling, or in my personal life, I wasn't doing the things I needed to do in order to bring about this sense of wholeness or wholesomeness, to maintain my integrity. And eventually I started calling off Tuesday too. Yeah, I'm still sick. Oh, I took the whole week off. Oh, I was really sick, Until eventually I just said, hey, I quit. I'm not coming in anymore. And then I was in a really bad way. I didn't have any money. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had rent to pay. I had to get out there and find another whatever job I could find to pay the rent. Okay? And so this Princess of Cups becomes everything here. What is that Princess of Cups telling you? What is it that you need in your life that you are not getting? To me, this feels like the gas in the tank that's going to propel you to this real progress, real gains, feeling like you are making a difference, that your life is growing, that you are generating something, not just going through the motions, not just going through the routine until you can't do it anymore. On the path of the Serpent, we start with the Queen of Swords. Looking back at the past, rising up above everything, taking a break, getting that bird's eye view, trying to be objective, trying to be mindful of ourselves, observe ourselves in as honest a way as possible. Looking at the past and trying to say, okay, when did I last feel this? When did I last feel inspired? When did I last feel hungry and fired up and, vibrant and filled with vitality and robustness and that zest for life, When did I last feel that? Maybe it's been a long time. Maybe you can remember. If you're lucky, you can remember when you felt that. What was going on in your life when you felt that? Was it at the beginning of this new job and you thought you had high hopes for what it would become, and then it sort of fell into a routine? Right? Is there something that you were doing to take care of yourself? Was there some kind of self-care stuff going on that helped you to stay in this fired up energy? How are you taking care of yourself personally? What was the motivation for you? What was the gas in your gas tank? Yeah. So we've got to take that moment for the retrospective. But the Queen of Swords is also looking at the past, the present, and the future. Okay? Because you can see, if you're on this same trajectory, you're going to end up sort of doing what I did, calling off more days, disengaging further and further until finally there's just a break. Pulling away more and more and more. I'm calling in sick more days than I'm actually working, until eventually they either let you go or you let yourself go. Now, I don't know if we're talking about a job or a relationship or even just the idea of your own self-care and your own physical fitness and your own well-being. Okay? The Four of Pentacles in the environment becomes, well, again, kind of like that storm shelter, that we're just trying to stay here as long as possible because it just feels safe. It's not fulfilling. It's not exciting. It's not inspiring. But it's a job. And it could be any old job. And if I lose this one, I'll just go get another one. And that's what I did for a long time. I had a lot of jobs in my life. Yeah. I started when I was 15 years old. Must have had 30 jobs between then and now. Because my needs weren't being met, both professionally and personally, in terms of self-care, in terms of relationships, in terms of my perspective, and in terms of me knowing what I wanted in life. So I was searching for passion in all the wrong places. Okay. Sometimes, though, let's look at this a different way. Sometimes we're on this path. Let's say we're going this way, trying to make this progress, right? Trying to really make these gains, trying to really generate something in our lives. Sometimes the devil becomes a temptation that says, hey, you're bored. Hey, there's nothing going on here. This is boring, routine, monotonous work. Maybe you should be tempted away to something else that's sort of dancing around in front of you. And that devil says, all right, I'm going to go that way. And then pretty soon it all falls apart, right? So we could look at it that way too. That if you want this stability and this safety and security in your environment, you can't let yourself be tempted away by something that is not the right solution. So we're still, we can have different layers of meaning here. So in other words, a lot of the time for me, now I can relate to this energy to you in terms of my personal anecdotes. Okay, sorry if that doesn't vibe with everybody. But a lot of the time in those situations where I was calling in sick and I wasn't interested in the job anymore, and eventually it started getting further and further apart until there was a break. Some of those occasions were where I was sort of being tempted away by this feeling of, well, in some ways a Princess of Cups feeling, that I wasn't really paying attention to what I actually wanted or needed, that I was just imagining, oh, it'd be more fun to go in a different direction. Or we start getting our feelings hurt. We think, well, they don't really care about me. And the working conditions are terrible. They're not paying me enough. These are all the devil talking in your ear, trying to throw you off the right course. Okay? So when we have these kinds of situations in life, I don't feel that we need to completely abandon what we're doing. Okay? So that's not the idea here that because you're dissatisfied in what you're doing, that obviously there's something out there that is going to feel better for you. So why don't you just go that way? Well, that's going to just lead you to the same problem. You're still not getting here. You got to have this consistent kind of almost a work ethic, right, to get to this 9 of Pentacles, to get to this big jackpot, right? We don't want to be led astray by the devil energy, tempting us to think that, oh, you'd be happier somewhere else. The grass is greener on the other side. That's the kind of vibe there. Okay? Doesn't mean the grass here is very green. We need to know the real reason why that is. Is there something fundamental that this is not the right place for us? Am I not doing the self-care? Am I not having my needs met? Let's address those issues rather than just being led astray to one more kind of disaster after the other. And that's why I've had, 50 jobs in my lifetime, because I was never addressing the real issues. Maybe I still don't know what they are. I was never really addressing the real things that were going on, and I was just thinking that if I just change something and go to a different job, I'll be happy. It never worked out that way, because very soon I was in the same boat again. That feeling of not really being satisfied here. Well, I guess that just means it's time for me to go. And I bounced around, different job, different relationship, different job, different city, all these things, right? Trying to search out there for what was going to provide meaning for me and something that was going to lead to my happiness, but I wasn't addressing the real issues. And I'm not going to tell you what your issues are, but that's something that we have to discover through our mindfulness and through the realization that that devil is going to try to tempt you with other things that might feel better in the short term, but are not really addressing the real problems. Okay? So we do want stability. We do want safety and security. And at the same time, we need to break out of these limitations. We don't want to just sort of stay here where it's safe, because that's sort of the other side of the problem. We don't want to bounce around from one thing to the other and never really finding our way, but we also don't want to be so limited that we're just staying in one thing and forcing ourselves to be here, because that's not the solution either. Change is needed, but it's a change that has to come from within for the right reasons. Knowing what our needs and desires and aspirations really are. Addressing the real issues here. Okay? And the lust, right, or strength card, happens to be the obstacle. And the obstacle is finding something that maybe you feel is really utilizing your talents. It's something that feels like, hey, you're sort of born for this, Something that makes you feel confident, makes you feel this grandeur, this stature, like you could just reach up and pluck your destiny right out of the night sky. And maybe nothing has really fired you up in this way. Maybe this is what we're still searching for. And we're out here looking at other people and other jobs and other situations, never finding that. Maybe we have to realize that we are looking for this. We are looking for that path in life that's going to make us feel as if this is why I was put on this earth. Okay? Because this is something then that, yeah, good days, bad days, right? But we're never going to have the idea that I'm just going to call in sick today. Now, trust me, there have been days I've wanted to call in sick. I try my very best to be here because I want to be here. I feel like I was put on this earth to do this, at least right now. I mean, that could change down the road, but I'm not worried about that. I've had to take a couple days off. I've been here on this channel really, really sick doing readings, you know. But that's not any sort of badge of honor. I'm not trying to say like, oh, look at me, I don't call in sick, you know. Because trust me, I do, and I have. Like I said, I've had 30 jobs, 50 jobs in my life. I've definitely called in sick. And I used to do that at school too. You could ask my mom. I'd say, I'm sick, I don't want to go. Right? I did that a lot. Yeah. But the idea here is to find the thing that makes you want to go, that motivates you to do it, even when you are kind of not feeling so good that day, mentally or emotionally or physically. But you still want to do it, you know. And I think that's the idea here of us getting out of the force. Mentally, emotionally, physically, maybe feeling kind of stuck. Feeling as if we're in kind of a rut or a routine, or we're living this bland kind of life now in some aspect, whether it's work or family or friends or your creative life or whatever it is. Knowing that we need to find the path with heart, with zest. We need to discover why we're put on this earth. I want to look at the mystery card. I kind of think it's going to be an Empress card. Yeah. I feel like you are meant to do something with your hands, that building, like physically constructing something, some kind of a craft where you have to use your hands, feels like it's going to be the best thing for you. Maybe you know that. Maybe that's part of like, you know you're put on this earth for a reason. I think it's to put something together. It's to use your hands for something, yeah. Let's see, mystery card. The Queen of Cups, discovering that thing inside of you that you love the most. The Princess of Cups, maturing into a Queen of Cups. Coming to understand what all these fleeting desires are really telling you. These urges that you have, that devil speaking in your ear. Why are you attracted to certain things and not other things? Why do you feel the way you do? What is the deeper meaning there? How do we take all of these fleeting feelings and put them together into one big Ace of Cups that says, aha, I know why I'm here. You know? And it's not always this kind of light bulb revelation. I didn't one day wake up and said, I know why I'm on this earth. It's to do tarot readings on YouTube. It doesn't happen that way all the time. Sometimes it does. But very often it's through a process of growth. Going from a princess, I'm following some what I think are healthy desires in me. I wanted to have a deeper relationship with the tarot, to communicate with my guides, to communicate with my guardian angel. Right? That was the intention. I wanted to have a deeper relationship with spirit, so I started using these more and more. And I've always read, I've always been reading tarot. I've always had a relationship with the cards, but there was a time a couple of years ago where I said, I need to focus on this more. And you know what? A good way for me to do that is to start doing it for other people. So I followed that little Princess of Cups desire, and I started doing tarot readings on Reddit. And then that sort of evolved and grew, and then I had another feeling. Well, maybe I'll just put the videos on YouTube, and I would email the video to the people on Reddit who were asking me for readings. I was doing them for free, and I'd record a little video and I'd email it off to them. And then I kind of started following my desire a little bit more, and I said, well, why don't I just do these and just make them public, let everybody watch them, and see if people like them. I think in a way I was looking for validation too. I was looking for a confirmation from the world around me, from you, that I was doing what I was meant to do on this earth. Okay? And so we sort of take the reactions of the environment. We take, because, our environment is going to shape us. Okay? So the response that I got from people on Reddit sort of encouraged my heart a little bit and said, okay, I must be on the right path because this feels good to me, and there seems to be a harmony with it. It seems to be working out. I'm going to follow that desire a little bit further. until we meet with the wrong kind of obstacle, and that's sort of, it's a curve. It's like on the freeway. It's just kind of like, okay, I'm going to follow the flow of the, the retaining wall or whatever, the little metal barricade. But I think it has to be a gradual evolution. And it has to be us constantly looking inside of ourselves. And not ever really getting complacent, because even doing these tarot readings every day, some days it feels like it's just a routine. There's no fire there sometimes, I found ways to always be tapping into this sense of purpose. So I can bring this fire most days, not every day, nobody's perfect. But I feel like that's what you're going to find in your life. And I think that the next steps for you are to listen to what your heart is telling you, but be careful that you're not listening to what the devil is telling you, right? Don't allow yourself to be misled, but you've got to listen. You've got to be able to discern sort of the truth from the falsehood and discover your purpose, why you're here, and start taking steps in that direction. But always be listening and always be discerning. And you won't be led off the path. The devil will try to tempt you to go off of your path, right? You got to listen to your soul, your spirit, deep in your heart of hearts. Yeah. This feels like a very special reading for you. I'm glad that we decided to do this. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Scorpio, usually on Wednesdays and Saturdays. This is a special update. Be sure to watch both other readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.